there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. All right, did you buy a Mega Millions ticket? The jackpot is up to $1.6 billion. Yeah, that's billion with a B, dollars. Now, I rarely play, but whenever it gets into the really high numbers, I feel like I have to play. Now, one of those sharks from Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary, he had a video kind of breaking down what you would actually get if you were the sole winner after taxes and taking the lump sum, and it turns out to be like $400 million, which doesn't sound nearly as exciting. However, still a pretty good amount of money. Now, one of the things I like to always do is decide what the first thing I would buy is. Well, it's a 1935 Packard Club sedan. I actually have the serial number of that car somewhere in my purse. So just in case I would like to have that car, I actually know where it is. It's off of Ladue Road. I'm not stalking you. I just happen to know where the car is. So if you played, good luck to you. Now, if you happen to get engaged at Yosemite National Park earlier this month, then a Michigan photographer is looking for you. On October 6th, Matthew Dipple took a beautiful photo of a proposal at Taft Point. Now, he tried to find the couple after he took the photo, but he didn't have any luck. That's when he took to social media for help. He tweeted, "Twitter help, I don't know who these two are, but I hope this finds them." Now, never underestimate the power of social media. I don't know if they've seen it yet or not, but if you want to follow along on the hunt, you certainly can. You can follow him at Twitter at DippleMatt. Now, it's the end of an era on Sesame Street. After nearly 50 years, Big Bird is retiring. Well, the man behind Big Bird. 84-year-old Carol Spinney has been bringing Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch to life for nearly 50 years, since the very first episode in 1969. Now, a few years ago, he stopped puppeteering Big Bird because of the physical demands. Get this, Big Bird is actually a puppet. He actually would get inside Big Bird and have to put his hand up to make Big Bird's mouth move. Had no idea that was the case. He also did the voices for Big Bird and Oscar. Now, while it's sad to see this chapter close, Spinney said it's a statement that even as I step down from my roles, I will feel always Big Bird and even Oscar once in a while. Hold on a second. Oscar is by far the best character on Sesame Street. Even when I was a little kid, Oscar the Grouch was my absolute favorite character. But now that I know that the same guy puppeteered them and voiced them, I'm really confused on how that worked when they were together in scenes. And they were together often because Big Bird was my second favorite character. I know this. I'm trying to be more like Big Bird on the show today. And later on in the show, we have awesome guests, Keith and Jeanne Liston from Liston Design here. They're going to be telling us everything we need to know about building, holiday building, and how to make sure we don't get swindled. It's very important. Let's keep it right here on today's Daily Mix. Now, he played to 84,000 people at Notre Dame Stadium this weekend, but just a few days before that, Garth Brooks was already looking ahead for his next tour. And at a press conference at the Country Music Hall of Fame, Brooks announced his 2019 stadium tour. This is going to be his biggest tour yet, with 30 stadium stops over 3 years. And he's kicking it all off next spring right here in St. Louis at the Dome at America Center. Now, no word on a specific date just yet, and other details will be released a little bit later on. But this is pretty exciting news. Garth Brooks coming to St. Louis. The last time he came to town, he played back-to-back nights at what was the Scott Trade Center, now the Enterprise Center, and he sold out both of those nights. So people are really looking forward to this. And one of the things Garth said when he made this announcement was that he was very excited to, give people kind of a little bit of a warning. This is where it's kicking off. This is what's going to happen. But he wants to make sure people have enough time to book hotel rooms and stuff, because a lot of those Garth Brooks fans like to follow him along. So hopefully you'll be able to check him out when he comes to St. Louis. Now, at the beginning of the year, we told you about the Virgin Hyperloop One. Now, this is the proposed 700-mile-per-hour Hyperloop along Interstate 70 that would take passengers and cargo from St. Louis to Kansas City in less than 30 minutes. Well, over the past several months, a company hired by the Missouri Hyperloop Correlation has been conducting a study to see if I-70 could support a route, and it turns out that could be viable. The land along I-70 corridor is pretty straight and flat, which makes a good fit, but boring of a drive because there's nothing to look at. And of course, a Hyperloop is still a long way from reality, but the company hopes to begin work within the next 10 years. Now, this is pretty exciting. It'd be really cool to go to Royals games, Chiefs games, that kind of thing, but I don't think that I want to be even in the first 50 rides that thing made. I'm just afraid that 700 miles per hour, eventually they're going to mess something up and I'm going to lose my head, and I like my head. Now, you can learn more about the Virgin Hyperloop One at hyperloop-1.com. I almost got that right. Now, area police officers and firefighters will be stepping back into the boxing ring this November to raise money for Backstoppers. Now, this supports the families of our fallen heroes. Now, in its 32nd year, Budweiser's Guns N' Hoses has raised $6.1 million to date and is excited to do more. I'm excited to be back. So I've been a part of Guns N' Hoses for a lot of years. I started out as a ring girl, carrying the bout cards and the ring card numbers. And in the last couple years, I've been one of the MCs there, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a great way to show support for firefighters and police officers and first responders, but it's just a great way, to raise money for a great cause. The 32nd annual Budweiser's Guns N' Hoses will take place on Wednesday, November 21st at Enterprise Center. You can get tickets and learn more at stlgunsandhoses.com. Now, many say Blues Hall of Famer Bernie Federko is one of the most overlooked talents in hockey. But take a look at the Blues record books, and his name is impossible to miss. Now, in a new book co-authored with Jeremy Rutherford, he's reflecting on his life both on and off the ice. And this Wednesday, you can join the authors for a book signing and discussion of Bernie Federko, My Blues Note. Ticket holders will get a signed copy of the book and can take photos with Bernie, but please note, he will not be signing any memorabilia. Now, the event will take place this Wednesday, October 24th at 7 p.m. at the Ethical Society of St. Louis. Tickets can be purchased from Left Bank Books online at left-bank.book. I'm very excited about that. I love Bernie Federko. He's always been wonderfully nice to me, and he's a great color commentator on there. Now, the new MERS Goodwill Excel Center at 17th and Locust, the new school will help adults earn their high school diploma free of charge. All the students are 21 or older, and in addition to earning their diploma, they can also get help with workplace certifications. Class times are flexible so they can fit students' work schedules, and drop-in childcare is also available on site. Classes will start this Wednesday, but registration for the semester will stay open until Friday, October 26th. You can follow the Excel Center on St. Louis on Facebook, or you can learn more at mersgoodwill.org. I'm so excited about this one. You guys know I love the Muny. The Muny is the most magical place on earth, and the Muny has announced its lineup for the next summer. The first season of their second century is sure to please with Muny favorites, classics, and premieres. Guys and Dolls is back for the first time in 15 years. Kinky BOOTS will be making its regional and Muny debut. I'm really wondering about that because Kinky BOOTS was at Peabody last year, but I guess it's regional outside theater. And the American Revolution musical 1776 returns after 20 years. The classic Cinderella, everybody's favorite Cinderella, also returns after 15 years. The 80s favorite Footloose will be also playing next summer. Paint Your Wagon will be making its Muny premiere, and Matilda returns with a new take on an old classic. You can learn more about the next season lineup at muny.org. Make sure you get there. Seriously, best place on earth. And is Burger King's latest creation the stuff of nightmares? Well, the restaurant says it is. Just in time for Halloween, the Nightmare King. Get this, you guys. It features a beef burger, crispy chicken bacon, American cheese, and mayo, all sandwiched between a green bun. Now, the green bun is cool, but Burger King says the spooky sandwich is clinically proven to induce nightmares. That's right, they did a study of 100 people over 10 nights, and they revealed that the Nightmare King increases the chance of having nightmares by 3.5 times. I want to try it without the mayonnaise because I don't like mayonnaise, but I would like to try it just because it looks kind of cool, and why not try it? And I like being scared, especially during Halloween time, but I don't like being scared during nightmares because nightmares are harder for you to get out of. But if you want to try it for yourself, see if it gives you nightmares, the Nightmare King is available at select restaurants right now. Now, is Halloween more about the treat for you? Then Dunkin' Donuts has something for you. And I don't mean they're awesome dressed up Halloween donuts, although those right there look pretty delicious. No, I'm talking about their Halloween costume contest. That's right, they're looking for the best Dunkin' themed costume. Each week, one winner will receive $100 in Dunkin' gift cards. The grand prize winner will take home $1,000 and get a year's worth of Dunkin's coffee. Now, all you have to do to enter is post a pic of you in your Dunkin'-inspired Halloween costume on Instagram using the hashtag Dunkin' Dress Up Contest. The contest is happening right now through November 1st, so we're running out of time here. You can find all the details at ddssweeps.com. And from frightful and thrilling to the not so spooky, all month long we've been bringing you ways to get out and have some fun this Halloween season. So St. Louis has so much to offer, it's almost scary. From the Magic House, Not So Haunted House, the St. Louis Science Center's Science Spooktacular, to the Lemp Mansion's Halloween Bash and Johnny Brock's Dungeons Halloween Party at Ballpark Village, there is something for everyone, little to not so little. Now, if you're still trying to find a haunted destination, check out Explore St. Louis. They have all the details on lots of Halloween events around town. You can find them at explorestlouis.com. And October 31st is the start of the Mexican Day of the Dead holiday, but you can celebrate early. This weekend, the Missouri History Museum is pairing up with the Hispanic Festival to host the 5th annual Dia de los Muertos Festival. Now, this family-friendly celebration of Hispanic culture features decorated altars, live music, dance, artwork, a procession through Forest Park. There'll also be story-sharing activities, scavenger hunts, face painting, the movie Coco, and so much more. Now, this is my second favorite holiday. I always liked it. So I took Spanish, I say 4 years, but I really took it for 3 years because when I got into the 4th year of Spanish, I had no idea what anybody was talking about. But I love this holiday because it celebrates the lives of the people who have passed on. Plus, there's a lot of skeletons involved, and I love skeletons. Now, it begins this Friday, October 26th, with an alternate art preview from 1 to 5. The celebration continues on Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 5, and you can learn more about this popular event at mohistory.org. Now, it's a very exciting moment. I get to introduce you to my new guests here today on the show, Keith and Jeanne Liston of Liston Design Build. They're in the house today, and I'm happy to have you guys here. Now, people kind of compare you guys to, I'm missing their names, Chip and Joanna from the show, because you guys are a husband and wife duo. When did this start for you guys?
Well, my dad started our company in 1984, and I joined his squad in 1986. So, you know, doing kitchen, baths, lower level, room additions, those types of projects. Jeanne joined our team in 2009. And so we've been teaming up ever since.
And how long have you been married if she just joined in 2009?
30.
Oh.
2 years.
Okay, so you were doing other stuff in the beginning of this.
It was, yes.
And then you joined up together.
Yes.
Well, I love that. So I have to ask the obvious question. Are you ever able to just be people? Because most people want to talk about their work with their partner when they get home, but you guys actually know exactly what the other person is talking about.
Has its challenges, but we love what we do, so it's easy to talk about it all the time, and that does tend to happen. We try to shut it off a little, but heck, we could be out to dinner and get a really cool idea about a design based off a ceiling treatment that we're seeing. So maybe that comes up during dinner.
And that's kind of nice. And you even mentioned, I think you have a son-in-law and a daughter that are also involved in the business, right?
That's correct.
So it's kind of like a big family kind of comes together over this work. Well, I just love that. Now, we are getting it ready for the holiday season. Are there any home trends this holiday season that we should know about?
Well, I think with holiday entertaining, people are wanting to open up their spaces. We get calls a lot for I want to remodel my kitchen so that when everyone's there, there's a big space for them to hang out. Or let's do that lower level. Most of those things are all based off open spaces where the family can gather, spread out, and enjoy each other's company.
That's true. I think that's one of the things you don't think about so much when you buy a house necessarily is where are we going to put all these people for Christmas? But then as your family starts to grow and as people age, you're like, oh, we've run out of room. So you guys can kind of come in if there's enough space to kind of help redesign that area.
You got it.
I love that.
You
That's
got it.
awesome. Now, a lot of people, especially during the holidays, end up getting swindled by somebody. How can they look out for a legitimate contractor?
Well, first of all, there are a lot of really good companies here in St. Louis. So we recommend that, homeowners just do their homework. There are a lot of resources out there. You can get on the St. Louis HBA's website to try to find a contractor, or Better Business Bureau. With the internet, with all the sources that are out there with online reviews, it's actually easier now than it has been in the past because all that information is out there. You just have to do the work to vet those companies.
So are you kind of suggesting that when the guy comes and knocks on my door, I maybe should wait a minute before I hand him half my money?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We always send out a list of client references, and we'd invite anyone else to do that. If it is somebody that's canvassing door to door, I think there's some companies, legitimate companies that do that as well. But to be able to talk to their clients, to get their experience on.
I never even thought, that's weird. I never even thought of wanting to talk to their clients, but this is definitely one of those businesses where you would want to speak to the people who have used this contractor or designer before.
For sure. Well, when we are working in and around people's homes every day, and we're moving in with your family, so there has to be a comfort level, and you get that feedback from how that, not only what the finished product was, but how was that experience with that team.
I like that. Now, is there anything new in home designing and or the building aspect? Is there anything like new and super popular that you guys maybe haven't seen until recently?
There's still a big focus on big center islands in the kitchens. Again, taking down walls. The kitchen is really the center of the home. So the mom wants to be able to cook, but she wants to be able to see her kids in the adjoining room, or maybe they're doing homework at the island while the mom is cooking. So that's been huge. The mix of textures has been huge as far as that goes, with different surfaces and woods and polished surfaces and cabinetry and flooring and metals mixing. So lots of fun stuff that you can always do to make it a little more special and custom for your likes.
So what would the process be like? Let's say I had a house and I'm interested in changing things up and I've selected you guys. How would the process work? Would you guys come in together and kind of talk it over with me, or do you kind of just do your own thing?
Well, and our process isn't like everyone else's, but I would come out, see the space, we talk about what your goals are, talk through what your budget is, because there's going to be good, better, best, and all the things you're going to select for your house. And then once we establish what those budget parameters are that we're going to work within, then we bring our design team in, which Jeanne heads up for us, and then we actually design the space together. So, walk through it, take you to all the vendors and all the different places that you have to make selections.
Okay.
And just, build it on paper before, we get out on the field and start making it happen.
What if someone's like me and has no idea what they should be doing? Can you kind of guide or maybe suggest, like, this is going to look really good and this is what you need to do? Because I would not know the first thing, to be honest.
That's why you need us.
Okay. That is exactly why we need you.
It's our family taking care of your family. So we help through the whole process. So if we listen to your vision and what you want out of the project, and then steer you through the whole process and make sure that it's going to give you exactly what you're after and it's going to look good. So function well and be dynamite finish.
That is very important. Now, how can someone find you guys?
So we're our website, listondesignbuild.com. We're located out in St. Charles, near Lindenwood University. So if anybody is out in that area and just wants to pop in, and we always have someone there that can answer any questions for them as well.
And that would probably be the first process. Maybe I would come and ask you guys some questions, and then when I kind of get it narrowed down, that's when you come out and kind of walk me through all the
Correct.
process of it. I love that. Definitely need to check them out. It's kind of awesome. I mean, it's Keith and Jeanne. It's basically like this other show, but it's cooler because they're right here in St. Louis. You can check them out, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. You can always drop me a line right here at the Daily Mix at stltv.net. I want to make sure I want to hear from you. Now that's going to do it for the Daily Mix, but keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis.